Hello everyone, welcome to GoldenNova's First Reacts, where I react first to all the things you want to see reacted to first, as long as I'm the first person you come to react to things first. Today's a bit of a shorter reveal day, not any big groups of cards coming out recently, but there have been enough overframed cards that I think it's time we did a bit of an update, especially with the one that came out today, but we're going to save that one for last. That's where desserts should go. You can't have them whenever, but you have to have them at the end for them to mean anything. That's what themes are, I've been told. I'm smart. Let's go and talk about this new Galaxy Eyes Photon Charge Dragon, a level 8 light dragon effect monster with 3000 attack and 2500 defense. You can always special summon this card using its... I can't even read it. Moby once again has decided that he's going to add some erratas of his own. What a good boy. What a good boy doing all custom card stuff by yourself. You can only special summon this card with the first effect of its First effect, once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. First effect, you can special summon this card from your hand by attributing 2 face-up monsters on either field with 2000 or more attack, including a monster you control. Okay, so it can't be 2. You can't just super polymerization this, but you can kind of super polymerization it. That's fine. This is reminiscent of the original Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, where you had to attribute 2 2000 or higher attack monsters on your field to get them summoned out. Let's get these bottles away from you, buddy. I know you're going to cause some chaos with that tail. A whip of power that boy has. This one is a little better because we can tribute our opponent's monster. This is not an activated effect, so galaxies have a searchable kaiju, and all it takes is 1 monster to tribute instead of 2, and given the bonuses, I think that's great. Notably, we can't tribute smaller monsters, so there are certain things we're not going to be able to get rid of. If you're looking to just send away an SP Little Knight before it becomes a problem, you are going to probably have to commit to the battle phase first. But solid summoning condition. Love adding an out to towers in our main deck. Second effect, during the main phase as a quick effect, you can banish this card. Special summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck or graveyard. Then you can banish one opponent's special summoned monster from the extra deck until the end phase. So that's also kind of like Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. If it fights something, you can have both of them be banished until the end phase. This one tags out into one and then banishes an opponent's monster temporarily. This is fine. I think we will be seeing this as a dedicated one-of in Galaxy Eyes decks, if only for the fact that it does have the anti-towers removal. Not that Galaxy Eyes really needed the help. Most towers' fatal drawback is that they can be destroyed by battle, and Galaxy Eyes is not sure our monsters that are ruling the field with attack power. So, if anything, it's probably not towers you're using that against, then it's the things that have the big interruption effects. So, very solid inclusion. I'm sure at least one will be included in Galaxy Eyes decks moving forward. As is the goal for these overframe cards, I am sure. Next up is Red Nova Dragon Burning Soul. We're getting an update on the harnessed power of Red Nova itself, the strongest of the Earthbound Immortals, captured within the Master Fasta's Ice Dragon. It's a level 12 Dark Dragon Synchro monster, 3500 attack, 3000 defense, requires 2 tuners and 1 non-tuner. There's no plus anywhere in there. You're using 3 monsters exactly. It must either be synchro summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by banishing 2 tuners and a Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. So this is actually incredibly simple to summon. Getting two tuners and a Red Dragon Archfiend in your graveyard is like breathing in this deck. That's unreal. You can only use the first effect of this card's name during a duel. You synchro summoned Red Dragon Archfiend, and only once that duel. All right. I love wacky summon conditions like that. You see it. I think largely you've seen it in the Armed Dragon ABC A through Z nonsense, where it's like, okay, you have this monster that will banish the entire field for virtually no cost, but you have to have actually summoned all of the components, no cheating. This one though, fairly easy. So all of their names become, or not all of them, there are many dragons whose name become Red Dragon Archfiend once they're on the field or in the graveyard, Cyber Dragon style. Does that count as Synchro Summoning Stardust Dragon if I do, like, Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend? Maybe some of them count as Red Dragon Archfiend in the graveyard? But I guess I would just be safe and just play it. Especially because it cares if you Synchro Summon Red Dragon Archfiend, and Scarred Dragon Archfiend has that effect where if you sync it off, you get to bring out Red Dragon Archfiend, and that counts as a Synchro Summon. So it's like, you're not spoiled for ways to fulfill the summoning condition. But you only get to do it once per duel, so what does that entail? If this card is special summoned, you can add one card from your graveyard to your hand, and if you do, this card gains 2,000 attack permanently. So it does not scale infinitely like the other red Nova Dragons, based on the tuners in your graveyard. It's just going to get a flat 2,000, but because that puts it at 5,500, I don't think that's going to be a problem. It also can't be destroyed by card effects, so it's got some neat protection here. This is unreasonably good for Red Dragon Archfiend decks. You literally just get to go through your entire playline, and because you can banish the materials from your graveyard as an inherent summon, you're going to get an additional 5,500 point body that also just gets you randomly a card back from your graveyard. I think that's Burning Souls effect, if my Jack Atlas explained brain is working correctly, and it should be. This is just an outrageous addition to the theme. Just giving you, like, it goes along with a very powerful board, giving you extra attack power to close things out. It is a way to play through interaction. If you've gotten to at least the point where you've Synchro Summoned Red Dragon Archfiend, you can get this into rotation. This is a solid inclusion. Holy cow. Very, very excited to see how that turns out. And lastly, the pièce de résistance. We have had a Cyber End Dragon frame break. We have had a Future Fusion update frame break. And now we have Revolution Cyber Dragon. Hello, great name. And look at that. Look at that. I saw the picture and I'm like, I'm in love. I'm in love. Folks, this goes out to all the Zanes out there. We are winning. Once again, we are getting some wild cards, but is this on the same power level as the previous ones we've talked about? It's got 2,100 attack, 1,600 defense, usual Cyber Dragon nonsense. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Mwah! So Cyber Dragon was the primordial special summon from hand creature, but because it was the first, there are some things about it that have not aged well, particularly that you can only do that if you control no monsters and if your opponent controlled a monster, meaning that bringing this out during your first turn before your opponents had a chance to play was going to have to rely on other effects. Now, you just get to drop it out of your hand. Second, if this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and negate its effects. So it's also just a monster suppression too? And third, during your main phase, you can fusion summon a machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including this card. So it summons from hand, it's a monster negate, and it's a fusion spell. Now, granted, these two effects can be a little awkward. This does mean that if you want to utilize the free special summon and you have something that you want to negate, you have to do it immediately. You can't try to bait something else first. Or at least if you have like spells and traps, you can play those. But if you want to commit monsters, you have to commit this one first. This is great. I think the biggest thing holding this back, and it was probably meant to keep us from just not playing original Cyber Dragon, is the fact that this card is just not treated as Cyber Dragon anywhere at all. A lot of Cyber Dragon cards will say, hey, this card counts as it while in the field or in the graveyard. This one does not. Now, that is not a deterrent to using this because a lot more modern Cyber Dragon cards use Cyber Dragon monsters, like in general, like the archetype, as the material. So we would just use this for that. But I'm sure there's a number of Cyber Dragon fusion monsters that this is disqualified from. And I am going to pull up the Yu-Gi-Oh card database, and we're going to see which cards this matches for. Cyber Dragon. We're looking at the effect text specifically here. Gabagool. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Wow, 51 cards. We don't need to look at all of them, but we're just going to scroll past these really quickly. We are looking specifically for Okay, so we can't Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon with this. We can Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon with this, though, because that one just cares about a Cyber Dragon monster, so keep that in mind if your opponent likes to use the extra monster zones. Over Dragon, we're not going to be able to use that for the specific Cyber Dragon, but Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon does not care. Did this say it had to be a light? No, just a machine fusion monster. Thank you. Thank you. Also, it's important to note that this does kind of bork Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon because that's one of them their newfangled contact fusions. But when it comes to using like literal fusion summons, Revolution Cyber Dragon still counts as a machine monster, so we can still make Over Dragon with this, and it's still just a good rampage target in another monster. Send more light fusion monsters, light monsters from your deck to the graveyard. Set that up, blow up back row. It's wild. Obviously our Xyz monsters. This is Nova, Nova material for sure. This cannot fulfill the Cyber Dragon Seeger requirement, including Cyber Dragon, because that is... I would have thought that would have said Cyber Dragon Monster, but... once again, we can use the machine part, but Cyber Dragon has to be one of these whose name changed to Cyber Dragon. We can grab it off of Cyber Emergency. That's good. We can use it as any parts of Cyber Eternity Dragon, if that's your can of worms. Oh, Cyber Jormungandr. What is this? I know of this card, but how does it interact with it? Must be special summoned by a card effect if your opponent controls a monster. You can special summon this card, then take one Cyber Dragon, specifically from our deck, so not this one. And after special summon equipped to this card. So this really doesn't interact with it at all. Though, notably, this does not check to see if we have an empty field, so we can play Jormungandr after them, though my understanding is that this card is not particularly looked favorably upon in Cyber Dragon decks. We can't revive it with Cyber Rev system, but I don't think that's a big loss here because there's tons of Cyber Dragons. Does not help count towards Cyber Repair Plan, unfortunately. We cannot use it as part of Cyber Twin Dragon. And then there's a bunch of Cyber Dark cards, which I don't think are going to matter much in this this part. Yeah, okay. So, overall, why are... Oh, Cyber Dragons. Come on. Come on. They just want to be us so badly. All the Firewall Dragons just want to be Cyber Dragons so bad. Okay, so minimal things that this gets cut out from. Largely, I think this is... Well, I think this is good. I don't think this is a revolutionary card now that I sit here and think about it. Obviously, being a fusion spell on a stick is great. We are not reliant on other rather weird fusion effects. Granted, Power Bond is still a very powerful game ender under the right situations, but sometimes you just want a fusion spell that just gets you a monster that's going to be defensive. You don't want to burn 2,000 life points summoning out Cyber Eternity Dragon when you just want a big old body, or however big that chunky snake is. So it's great we have access to that. The effect negation is also pretty good for pushing through boards. I'm a fan. This is a solid inclusion to the deck. Oh wow, yeah, and the new Cyber End Dragon. Hold on a moment. This new Cyber End Dragon does not actually care about Cyber Dragon. It just wants light machine monsters. I just look up Cyber End Dragon on the Decisive Strike Dragon. What a name for a card. Oh my goodness, the cooking that's going on here. Okay, love this card. Love this card. I love this card. Yeah, 3 machine monsters with 2100 or more attack. So our Revolution Cyber Dragon can be included in this, and it's a fusion effect. I'll make it. Must be fusion summoned. If this card is fusion summoned using only light monsters, you can pay 4,000 life points. Add a limiter removal from your deck to your hand. That's kind of like Power Bond, basically, considering what we're going to do with it. If this card attacks, it does the piercing battle damage. This card's current attack is higher than the original attack, and make 3 attacks during each battle phase. Oh my god. Oh my lord, this card is so good. I know this is new card reacts, and we're going back to the well on this one, but boy howdy, this is just... Okay, Sorry, I'm gonna get out of this fugue state, folks. What do you think about our latest frame break additions? I think our new Cyber Dragon ranks pretty highly, but I do think that the new Red Nova Dragon here is kind of ridiculous as an inclusion. And the Galaxy Eyes one, this is the one I'm actually most interested to learn about, because I actually think this is a good utility card, but otherwise kind of mid. But I am no Galaxy Eyes player, so what's your take on it, Galaxy Eyes folks? Kite enjoyers out there, what am I missing about this card that makes it a really good inclusion? Or was my assessment correct, and this card is just kind of okay, and we'll, plug it in sometimes and see how it works? Let me know in the comments down below, and until the next time Konami drops some juicy spoilers, I'll see all of you next time. Bye-bye! Today's episode is brought to you by Dragon Shield. Get the sleeves as strong as dragon scales and save 5% on your order by using the coupon code GoldenNova at checkout while helping out the channel. It was also brought to you by my lovely patrons, including this month's illustrious Quasar Commanders, Upstairs Media and the Critic of Innocence, Nebula Navigators, 3rd Dynasty, Ada Basilisk, Adam Zajdel, Ancient Wizard, Andrew Newman, Battle Axe, Beastsman, Charlie Mercury, Chibi Gohan, Christopher Fuss, Clockswork, Comrade Eric, Frankie, Great Big Pillock, Groog, Hairbear, Harry the Ominous Benefactor, Iron Zero, Iskander 711, Carp, Marion James E. Picata, Meme King, Muse Clark, Orozco 09096, Panther J, Pat Poos, Rebel King Lucifer, Red Eyes Jackalow, RJ the Jank Monarch, That One Dumbass and the Wizard Moose, Cosmic Crusaders Animasta, Anthorak, a Random Pup, Blitzwolf, Chaz Ghost, Christopher Fuss, again, Cool Trainer Dark, Dr. Entity, RIP, Eki Bullock, Eva Padilla, Herbal D, Inblink, J.A. Flair, Julian Marquez, Kale the Dragon, Kryptonian Blurred, Lobomaru 02, Manga Pages, Millennia Asta, Mr. Machina, Natiel Lee Alexander, Neon Yaminair, Nicholas Murphy, Not Al Gore, Obsidian, Rhyme Kairos, Rogue Wolf, Seraph SG, Shizuka Nijimura, Simic Toadstool, Sonic 21 Blast, Stepfen Huntsman, The Legendary Raven, The Queen of Time, Tiger X2476, Tristan O'Meara, Zadine, Zaldreka, Yazuz 1, Zephyrath, The Rock Thing, and Zentha, as well as all the lovely Starlight Explorers you see on screen now. If you'd like to help me in my journey to cover all of Yu-Gi-Oh's archetypes, get my videos early, be a part of these credits and other awesome perks, it would mean the world to me if you would check out the link to my Patreon in the description or consider joining as a YouTube member.